Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
First world, come in and take a seat. Pay us no attention, it's all conspiracy. We have satire and parody, some funny, some perverse. If none of it's offensive to you, you'd be the first.
You know, the problem with cool-ass trailers like that is every week I need to update it, and I can't bug dude that much. It's like we had sponsors, we want to add them to all the cards, and then it's like I don't want to send dude 30 new cards. It's like, come on, it's like I make dude work too much. He works too much as it is, right? He's got his own thing going on, so I try not to bug him with all that. But man, that whole thing it's only a month old and it's totally outdated. What can I tell you? That's what this promo card should look like with First World, London Gothic, Dust Bunny, Mafia, Committed Comics, Laughing Rogue, and Critical Blast. Those are our sponsors. Those are the people we love. You know what I'm talking about. Today, we're going to continue on with part 3. Part 3, Dave, what do you think of Indie Love? We got some more Indie Love for people?
Yeah, I think we can manage that, Pops.
I think we can, too. And we also have a returning guest. Mr. Timothy Fling wants to come out and show some more stuff off. So who am I to say no? Bring your stuff and show it.
Hey,
right?
Texas Dave, how you doing, man?
I'm not so bad. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Nice to see you guys. I got some great stuff to show you this week.
Oh,
yeah,
looking
I
forward,
pulled
looking
out a little
forward
bit
to it.
more stuff, too.
Awesome.
Obviously from stuff that we accumulated over the last couple of years. I leave the Dynamite and the Dark Horse to Dave because he's got those covered. You know,
Yeah.
So I stayed out of those drawers, and I basically just went in the box and pulled out a little bit more stuff. You know, Dave, I'm gonna let you kick it off though, because the stuff that you show off usually sets the tone.
Yeah.
We kind of cue off of what you do. So
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We can go with that. No
all
problem.
right, let me get this thing set up right. There you go. All right.
Thank you. Cheers, Pops. Right, here we go then. This is my first one of the evening.
Oh, see, I have a whole box of Star Trek comics, man. A whole freaking box of them, dude.
Yeah, this is a focus on Star Trek. IDW. That's that one. Oh, just before I continue, I just wanted to show you this. I might have shown you this before, Pops, but this is a photocopy at the top, and this was a drawing that I did. I kind of copied it a long time ago.
That's from Spider-Man. That's Gwen Stacy.
Yeah,
Peter Parker and Harry. What's up with that?
Yeah. So this is from Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 72 back in 1974.
Oh wow!
And I actually copied the top panel and drew it larger, and I did it all freehand as well.
Nice.
So that's my only ever attempt at drawing, not an original panel, just copying one but making it larger.
Right.
I think it came out quite well.
It did come out
did
good.
real
That's
good.
Not too bad.
The first one I drew, that Electra, is actually the packaging for the Hot Wheel car.
Right.
That's the picture on the packaging, and I was like, man, I'm going to draw that. I had to draw it bigger, obviously. I had to draw it,
that's it.
Different size proportion. But
Well, I thought I'd just show you that anyway.
it's cool. We'd like to see the art, Dave.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's my one and only bit of art, so there you go.
There we go.
This is Micronauts.
Nice. I love the Micronauts.
Number one.
Yeah, it's a Croyer, right?
I'm not sure.
I might have my Micronaut names wrong, but I think that's a Croyer.
Yeah, it could be. So that's that one. So these are all various titles from IDW, as you can probably tell.
IDW, The Highways. I think I remember that.
Yeah, by John Byrne.
Oh
Yeah.
wow,
That's right. Yeah, I knew that was familiar.
And I think, I'm not sure. Do these have? I wasn't sure if these had connecting covers. I don't think they do. Anyway, that was the first one. This is the second one, second issue. So it's kind of similar, isn't it? And then this is the third one.
nice.
The first three of those. And this is another one called The Infinity Loop. I just have the first issue of this one. It's the people on that one.
Huh.
Here's another number one, Joe Frankenstein.
There you go.
Yeah,
now we're getting somewhere.
Yeah,
Nolan and Dixon, you're getting the heavy hitters there.
Joe
Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
That's Chuck Dixon, right? That's Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan?
I
I'm
assume.
guessing so, yeah.
Oh, man.
Guessing so. This is issue number 2.
Oh, I like that.
That's quite a nice cover.
That's amazing. I didn't even know about these. Now I'm all
You
stuck.
know.
I'll have to go figure out how I can get these too.
We've got John Byrne's Next Men
We
here.
got some next men. We know about them.
Yep. This is issue number 1 again. There we go. This is issue number 3. Good cover. Number 5. Number 6. Trying to cut out the reflections from the lights so you can see them a bit better. This is issue 7.
That looks good.
Yeah.
I forgot how good those ones look. That is a nice looking set right there.
IDW, they always have the best covers, man. They really spend some money on the covers.
Yeah, the covers were really good on these, I must admit. They were pretty cool covers. I like this cover. Kind of a negative.
Oh, I like that a lot. Yeah.
Really good, that cover. And we have Judge Dredd. This is number 2. Issue number 2.
Oh, Judge Dredd. Oh, Judge Dredd.
And this is number 3. There we go.
Nice covers, Dave.
Yeah, that's my partner downstairs. She's managed to fathom out how to send a message on here, which is not bad going. Now we got some.
Next Men was promising, had great moments, but ran too long.
Too long.
Or the stories weren't good enough to sustain it very long.
Mars Attacks.
Nice. I love Mars Attacks.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? So that was.
I actually have a piece of Crom art, a Mars Attacks piece of Crom art.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen that?
I'm not sure. I might have seen it. This is another number 1 issue.
If I can get it down here without tearing anything up.
Sweet.
Quite a good one.
Yeah, I got it. Check this out, Dave. This is one of the very first pieces of Crom art.
You'll have to make it bigger, Pops. That's it.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Crom
That's
Attacks. He's on the Mars. He's after the Mars guys. Look at that.
That's good, that.
There you go.
Marseille Phillips.
I like that.
She did all those.
I like that. Yeah.
She's one of the people that came, became friends back in the beginning of the madness, and she was shy and she did art, and I was like, oh no, you can't be shy about that. We got to show everybody.
Absolutely.
Now she sells commissioned art, and and she's like known in the community, and she's amazing. Love you, Marseille. Just in case you're watching. Yeah, no.
That's it. This is issue number 2, this one, by the way.
Cool.
And we got a homage cover there, I think. Bit of a homage cover.
Yeah, I like that.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like that. That's cool.
That's pretty good. This is issue number 4. Yeah, I've got a few various Mars Attacks issues, as you can see. And this one actually came with a free trading card in it.
Nice.
So that's the free trading card.
Nice. Beauty and the Beast. Yeah. Yeah, that was a pretty good series. It was kind of like on the level of Beavis and Butthead, but it was pretty good.
Yeah.
This is a Mars Attacks and Judge Dredd cover.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's quite a combination, isn't it?
Looks like a Simon Beasley cover, maybe. Is that who does that? Hard to tell.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Where's my magnifying glass gone? Hang on.
Oh, you came prepared, Dave. That's all right.
Yeah, magnifying glass. I think it says. Oh, what is it? Tapeless? I don't know. It's a bit hard to pronounce. I'll see it. I don't know if you'll be able to make it out.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. I see. Thanks for showing it.
It's a bit hard to say what that says.
Yeah.
Taples?
Yeah, that's what I was.
It has that kind of a look of a Bisley cover, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I always have my magnifying glass not too far away for smoking. This is issue number 4. As attacks and Judge Dredd. Speed bumps.
Speed bumps. You know what those are.
I sure do in this country. Flipping out, we've got loads of them, Pops.
I'll roll over them slow and take off every time.
Shall we say between speed bumps and potholes? I don't know which is the worst.
Rocketeer, look at that.
Rocketeer. That one. This is number 2. And we also have a number 4.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, that one's quite nice, isn't it?
Looks kind of painted.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is. I think it is a painted cover. Yeah, it's nice, that one.
Gorgeous.
And this one is quite a retro one, I think.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Kind of retro style.
Buy war bonds.
Yeah, keep them flying. That's quite a good one, isn't it?
I don't know why he stole Nova's helmet, though, but yeah.
And another intriguing cover. There we go.
That's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yeah. And how about a Rocky and Bullwinkle?
There you go. There you go.
You don't see that every day.
Look, Dudley Do-Right, got Boris and Natasha. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Snidely Whiplash is in there too.
Yeah, Snidely.
Isn't that who that is?
Yeah, that's Snidely.
There you go.
Dave, I'm sorry to admit to you, I'm old enough that I can recognize those characters.
It's all right, Tim. I'm also old enough that I know them too. So, you know.
Dave is one of the few people comes out here that's older than I am. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I'm actually older than Pops.
Well, that's pretty old, yeah.
Yeah. Because, you know, I'm older than dirt. There's some mountains out there younger than I am, you know.
Well, believe it or not, Tim, I'll be 69 in July.
Wow, you look great, brother. Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you.
He has me by 10 years and he looks better than I do. It's horrible.
I'm the youngster in this room. I don't get to say that very often.
No. I'll just finish off with this one for now.
Oh, like a EC
There you
homage.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's Richard Matheson too. How about that? Or I guess it's based on a Richard Matheson story, The Shrinking Man.
That's
I
right.
understand.
Yeah.
Dave, I am a huge Richard Matheson fan.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Right, Pops, who would like to go next?
I'll go. I'll throw some stuff up here. Here we go.
Okay.
First, I'll start with what I'm reading right now. I'm reading the Tokyo Blade Detective series. Todd Black. I met him at Grand Rapids Comic Con. Hooked me up with some books. So I'm in the middle. I'm reading book 4 right now. And I got number 5 and number 6 sitting here waiting so that I can just like chip right off the whole story arc, get it all at once, you know. Yeah, don't put them where I'm gonna forget where they're at. Geez, I gotta read those. All right. Now, some of you know our friend Sam Quentin from Sinopa Publishing.
Yes.
47 Furious Tales, #1. Now, I have it on good authority that the A cover of this original art is for sale. It ain't cheap, but it's for sale if you're an art collector. Sam Quentin, Alexia Veldhuizen, #2, 47 Furious Tales. There's some slash 'em up. There's some slash 'em up in this book. All right. I really like what they've done, and I'll always support what they're doing. Book #3.
Yeah, that looks great, man. It looks great.
Yeah.
And Alexia just like leveled up with each book. She just keeps getting better and better. She's a Kubert School graduate.
Yeah. I love the art. It kind of has that. He really nails the Japanese aesthetic.
Yeah. Well,
I was just thinking that myself.
I got the artist volume here, and we're going to crack that open. We're going to take a little look on the inside of that. That way I don't have to open up all them books, right? Thank you, Sam, for the artist edition. Appreciate you. Oh, man. All this lovely line work, guys.
Yeah,
Black and white.
Nice.
I'm going to show you the piece that got my attention the first time I saw this book, this series, this art, this person. The first page I saw was this.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
And this is a very, very good representation of the actual Ronin graveyard.
Right.
You can see across the back all the other graves and stuff, the 47 Ronin. Yeah. Alexia kills it with this art, guys.
Nice.
It's good. The action scenes are solid. People get chopped up.
You know what it reminds me of in a very good way? I mean, this is a compliment. Are you guys fans of Lone Wolf and Cub?
Yeah. The manga, I know the book.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with it myself.
It's kind of an earlier manga. I guess heck, that has to be late 80s, early 90s, I guess. But it's the fight scenes are kind of like, yeah, man, this is really cool. I can dig that.
This stuff is so good. Sam's great, dude. They got other things going on. Reign of Ages, Necropolis. I think it's called Necropolis. They got a few different things going on, and it is all good. Now, our friend Joe changed the name of this.
Yeah. Joe Eli Corrales.
Yes, he changed the name of this to represent both of the alter egos, as opposed to it's like he's got one of the girl's real name and the other girl's hero name. So he's changing the names so that both hero names are represented, I think, is what
I remember
he's doing.
this, yeah.
But I have, this stuff's good. The prisoner agenda #1 and 2, the heist part 1, origins. This stuff is great, man. And the story, a couple of
it's a fun comic.
Couple of girls that just got powers and then got, co-opted by the gov, and what happens. They work for them or you're against them, right?
Sure, right.
What is up, Colin? How you doing, man? We're looking at indie stuff that we love. Tim, do you want to show some stuff up, bro?
I do, man, and I got my act together a little bit more than last week. And Pops, like we were saying, what we want to try and do is to kind of spread some love out for the indie community, and I appreciate that you give us an opportunity to do that on your show. So first off, thanks for inviting me. I always have a fun time doing this, and I got some great books that I want to show you guys. Some of them are Kickstarter projects. Right. Some are indie creators. Well, they're all indie creators, but they're not necessarily all from Kickstarter.
Right.
The first one I got for you, this is a perfect one if you got any kind of music fans out there. This is what they call the Drumsticks of Doom, right? And it's really a great book, and the premise of it is terrific. What he does here, this is based on what if the most popular band in the world was not the Beatles, but it was Black Sabbath.
Oh,
right. And I'll just give you a quick synopsis of this. First, it's written and lettered by a buddy of mine. His name is Dan Doherty. Okay. And he is a terrific fella. And he's got a Kickstarter going right now. And he kind of has this traditional black and white line art. The fella's name is Dan Doherty that does the art. And if you can see, it has sort of like lots of guitar references. And it really has this sort of metal sort of look.
I like it.
And the cover is just gorgeous, I thought. This is issue number 1. Issue number 2 is live on Kickstarter right now.
Did you say Dan Doherty's doing that?
That's correct.
I met him at Grand Rapids Comic-Con a couple of years ago, too.
I'm pretty sure that's the guy. And I believe, I hope I'm got the right one. If I got this messed up, tell me, John. But I believe this is the Maria Wolf cover. Okay.
Awesome.
And they just did a terrific job with it. And as you guys know, I'm a huge metalhead, so I love stuff like this. If you dig heavy metal, you will like Drumsticks of Doom. I can't recommend it strongly enough. And they also always have some cool upgrades. Like they have a metal cover. One is a Ronnie James Dio homage cover. It's really cool, man. And when I got mine, it came with this cool sticker, the Drumsticks of Doom in a death metal logo.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Good job here, guys.
You know what I found recently digging through some stuff? I found an old Pink Floyd CD.
Oh, man, I love Pink Floyd.
And when I say old Pink Floyd CD, I mean Embryo, San Diego.
Oh, yeah, that's really old.
71.
That's going back some years.
Yeah, check this out, man. It's
Oh, wow.
It's way back, right?
71. That's way back.
1971, it says there, Pops.
You might have Sid Barrett on that one.
I was 8. I was 8 when they made that album.
My next one that I got here for you, you guys know I'm a little bit of a sci-fi kind of fan. And, you know, this is just my opinion. We spoke earlier about Richard Matheson. And I always think that there's not quite enough comics that are like that. And that's kind of what I lean toward. It's what I write myself. And there's one other guy kind of right now in the market who's making books like that. This is a fella by the name of Edward Davis. That is called Immortal Era. Okay. And it's a really well-designed book, and it has lots of lore. This is art by Cesar Oliveira. Beautiful colors by Viviana Spinelli. And some of the pages, I really like the way they've done their layouts here. Very professional package, and just a great job by this team. And I've been following a couple of the issues. I like people that are doing something sort of original. This is a very original book. And if you just want to take a look, his name is Edward Davis, and he is also a Kickstarter creator. You'll see him turn up now and then on Kickstarter promoting his latest project. Great job by that team. The next one, I met this fella at the Baltimore Comic-Con. This is a fella by the name, and I believe this is the first issue. So, Paul, if I got this wrong, let me know. This is Omega 2090, and it's part of the Project Nausis series. This is kind of like, I guess you'd call it an issue 0.
Okay.
And just a real slick design, you know, very professional. And the guy's prolific, too. I think he's got something like 5 issues out, something like that. And he's a younger fella, just starting out. But I thought he did a terrific job with this book. The interior artist, please correct me if I got his name wrong, that is Samuel Marquez. And just get an eyeball on this. Good stuff, man, right?
Dude, that's nice.
Yeah, for an indie book.
On that page.
Yeah, and Pops, you and I know, sometimes you'll get an indie book and the art just does not live up to the project. This guy nails it. I was very impressed when I saw this fellow's work. I like the layouts. And he's one of these guys, and I like to do this in my writing. There's lots of lore that links the series together. So if you're a nerd like me, you'll probably like the Project Analysis series. This is Omega 2090, which is like the issue 0. And I have more issues of this. Maybe I'll share next week. I haven't got through all of them yet.
If you're in the chat and you have a wrench and you see something that you know, something you recognize, by all means, drop the link in there. Just do it.
This next guy is a buddy of mine, and I think you know him too. This is by Peter Welmerink.
Yes.
This is the conclusion to his Big Jack series.
How is that? I haven't seen it.
It's really good. This one, I would say it's a little bit more emotional than some. Like I don't want to give too much away, but it has kind of like an emotional ending.
Okay.
If you see, this is a special cover. It's by a fellow that I work with very often. That's by Erwin Arosa.
Right.
And if you like, and by the way, Peter doesn't necessarily like when I say this, but I mean it as the best kind of compliment. It's very reminiscent in the character development of Walking Dead. And it even has layouts like that. Okay. And, you know, it's not necessarily about zombies or anything like that. It's a post-apocalyptic future. But, you know, he has the characters written in a way that basically you start to care about his characters, and then he puts them through a meat grinder. That's why I say it's similar to The Walking Dead. And I mean that as a compliment. And, of course, it comes with this cool trading card. Keep calm and survive. So great job, Peter Welmerink, with the Big Jack conclusion. I'm a fan of the series. I got all 3 issues. I mentioned this fellow last week, but I have another book of his. This is my pal KJ Kaminsky. I forgot to mention this one. It's Hyper Action, featuring the Resistance. This is another, I mentioned last week, it's a sci-fi series. And this one is sort of reminiscent of G.I. Joe. And again, just top tier artwork, super professional coloring, all around terrific job by this team. And, you know, like I say, these guys are not messing around. It's got quality pinups. You know, they're really just killing it. And it's what they call a flip book, too. So you got one on the back there, too.
Oh,
That's
cool.
KJ Kaminsky with the Resistance and the Hyper Action.
Big Blue Comics.
Big Blue. Yeah, and I look forward to their products. This is one actually from a Kickstarter from last year. We talked a little bit. I'm a fan of Bad Bug Media. That's Mike Tiner.
Right.
And I did, as I mentioned, I worked with them on a project, and I believe that's coming out this year. But this is, I'm promoting other people. I'm not going to talk about that right now. But this one's called His Name is Wrath. And it kind of has this really cool sort of monochromatic color scheme. And I guess you'd say this is sort of like a demon, supernatural, mechanical apocalypse. There's a lot going on. And also, as another pal of mine worked on this book, Dave Lentz is the letterer. Let me show you some of the cool colors. Because like the colors have, you see they're like themed sort of. They're almost monochromatic. And man, it's really different, right? Like nobody's really doing it like that. And the characters are all really kind of weird looking. And that is from the good folks.
Mutations going on there. I like it.
Yeah, and I guess a couple of them are like mechanical too. Like, look at the lettering.
Right.
Just a great job all around on this team. And that is from the cool cats over at Bad Bug Media. I mentioned last week they also put out a line of erotic comics, which are very successful, as you know, on Kickstarter. They just blow up the world over there. But this is a little bit more my speed. This is the kind of thing I like. I want to make sure I give those guys a shout out. While we're on the subject of Bad Bug Media, I actually supported 2 of their books. This one here, and this one is a fellow I met at Baltimore too. This is by Mike, of course, Mike Tiner and Alex Madej. That's Midnight Highway. And I just loved this cover when I saw it.
yeah, that's a nice cover.
Yeah. And I'm going to try and get this fella's name. See if I can pronounce it. I believe this is Massimiliano Veltri. Massimiliano Veltri.
Nice.
He's an Italian fella. And man, the colors on this book, it's like they said, let's just sit down and make the most kick-ass colors we can. Like every page is like that. They're just bursting with color. Look at this one.
Yeah.
I like how they changed the color palette. They just don't keep throwing the same thing at you.
Again, this is a Bad Bug title. And I tell you, Bad Bug, these guys are not kidding around. They're producing some of the most high-quality books out there in the marketplace. The next one I got for you, this is something for the gaming fans. It's loosely based on tabletop role-playing games. This one is called Crit.
I know that guy.
Yeah, he is Chris Soloff.
Yes, I know Chris. He's been on CromCon. He's been on the Madness. Good dude. He's building a little something over there too, you know.
Right. And, I met him in Baltimore. Like I say, the whole book just looks like quality. And I sort of hit it off with the guy. Sometimes you meet a person and you get the vibe right away. What he's doing is not too different from what I'm doing. I tend to be in the sci-fi world, and he's a little bit more in the tabletop RPG world. And he'll be the first to tell you they're a little bit based on campaigns, which is kind of a cool concept, right?
Well,
and
yeah,
I think he and his team are doing a quality job with their products that they're putting out. I'm glad you know him. Am I saying his name right? It's Chris Saloff, right?
Yeah, Chris Saloff. Yeah.
Saloff.
There are a lot of great stories that are based on somebody playing a game,
Right. And actually, I got 2 issues of that. I'll just show you the other one here too.
There you go.
They look great. They just came out great, man. So just an outstanding job all the way around. This got something a little different, and I met this fella in Baltimore too. Excuse me. This title is called Mossvale. What it is sort of and first of all, I'm a sucker for this kind of thing. As you know, I love maps. Look, it's got a map in the front. It's very kind of Lord of the Rings.
Gotta have a map.
But then you read through it, and it is a little bit, they're anthropomorphic animals, okay? And it's very much like a Watership Down, look at this art. This guy's, it's awesome.
Those guys remind me of the Dust Bunny Mafia, but high fantasy instead.
Yeah, it's like a high fantasy. Look at that. This guy's doing a terrific job. And I'm going to give their names because it's written, penciled, inked, and colored all by one dude. His name is Travis Wells. And I didn't meet Travis. I met his publisher, who is his name is Matt Kund. Matt is a super nice fella, and he's active on Kickstarter as well. So if you'd like to follow something like this, these guys are often over on Kickstarter. That title is called Mossvale. And I particularly dig how it's like a weird size. It makes it stand out. I'm not to that level yet, but I know I want to make a weird size book.
That's what 47 Furious Tales. It's like in between Ashcan and comic size. It's in between the two, right? I mean, that was kind of one of the reasons it stood out to me. Is like, oh, dude's trying something different. Let me look at this.
Yeah. Now, this next title I got for you, and I think you know this fella. I got this from a guy by the name of Jim Whiting. You know Jim?
Yes.
Yeah. He's a nice fella, right? This book is an anthology of horror stories called Shriek.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. You familiar with it?
Yeah.
And, we hung out a little bit in Baltimore, but it's got a very diverse sort of, each story is kind of a little different. And this one I actually haven't even got to yet. Since it's an anthology, it's on my to-read pile. But I only met
that guy on the horror movie club.
Hey, if you want, I'll reach out to him. He struck me as a super nice fella. And he also, I see him all the time in the groups. He promotes other creators. And as you and I know, that's something I'm trying to improve at. Is people have been great to me, people like Pops and Dave. So I'm trying to, if I can, to give a little back.
Don't shoot your whole load yet. We're gonna come back to you. Let's let Dave show off a little bit more. You ready, Dave?
Yes, I'm ready, Pops.
Let's go.
I've actually shown this book in the past, but I thought I'd let Tim see it because this is
Tim Perkins. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff.
Tim Perkins. He's a British artist and writer, and he's done 2 volumes. This is the first volume, which I bought about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and that's the back cover. Kind of a fantasy type book. I would probably describe it as.
Yeah, he's been out on CromCon, I think, with Dave and Glenn hanging out.
That's right. That's the indoor sleeve on the inside, orange and black. So just to give you an idea of the style of artwork, I know you mentioned maps, Tim. So this is one of his maps.
Oh yeah, Dave, you're talking my language now. I love it.
How's that?
Yeah. That's how we do it right there. Mm-hmm. Give me a map, something I can refer. Give me a reason to go back in the book and look.
That's it.
Yeah,
You
something
know
a
what I
little
mean?
extra for the readers. That's
Like,
terrific.
you know, you get halfway through a book and you'll see an Easter egg in the background, and it makes you go back and look at every panel over again, right? Give us a reason to go back.
Oh, you got a nice double splash there. That's a good looking
Yeah,
book. Is that a hardcover, Dave?
it is a hardcover. Yeah, yeah, it's a hardcover book. I mean, even the contents page is nicely done.
Oh
you know,
yeah,
with,
look
with
at that.
the
That's
borders.
amazing.
Very Lord of the Rings-ish.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, it's a nice. And there's another double page spread there.
The view from Tatooine. I mean, do not read this book. Do not read this book. That'll get you every time, won't it?
Absolutely. Well, it did say don't read this book, and then on the next page it said you had been warned. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a lot of detail. So I just thought I'd show one or two of these big pages. How about that one? It's pretty good.
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
And how about that one for a double page spread? There's a lot going on in that picture.
Yeah. You got some pretty inventive colors there too.
Yeah. Yeah, some nice colors going on. I'm just looking through to see. There's another sample page. I've read volume 1, but I haven't read volume 2 yet. So volume 2 is still to be read, but I think he's volume 3, but will be coming out possibly sometime later on this year, as far as I'm aware. So I'll be adding that one to my collection.
Oh yeah, nice. I like that one too. Tim Perkins, huh? I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah, he's a British comic book artist. Tim.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, he's got something good going on there.
Yeah, it's nice, really, really nice artwork. I mean, you know, really catches your eye, doesn't it? I think.
Yeah, that's something special.
There's another full page spread there.
Yeah, I love the purple.
And another double pager for you.
Wow. Now, if you don't mind me asking, Dave, what's a book like that go for?
Well, this was going for about £16 or about $25.
It's not too bad.
So it's not too expensive, really. There's another.
Oh yeah, very, very cool.
I mean, that panel alone is brilliant.
Yeah, I love the breakup and the lettering across the.
Yeah.
Sometimes called that negative lettering.
Do they? Ah, right.
Yeah, you know how it's kind of like you can kind of see through the lettering a little bit.
Yeah. There's a pin up at the back. So that's that volume. Would you like to see the second volume as well?
Yeah, I sure would. I'm interested.
Okay. So this is volume 2.
World's End. A hard rain's gonna fall. Oh, forward by David Lloyd.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's he's the real deal.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's the back cover.
You know what? I'm going to save that right now because that's something I'm going to look into. World End, right, is the title?
Yeah, that's it.
It looks like something I'd like. So
Yeah, I think you probably would, you know. So,
and I think we talked a little bit about this last week. I'm a comic collector too, so
well, that's right. I mean, he actually autographed this one for me and did that drawing in the bottom of the book.
Oh, say that again.
He autographed it for me, and then he did a sketch at the bottom of the book.
Well, that's great.
There you go. Well, that was nice of him. And yet another map.
Love me some maps
as well. Double page spread.
Yeah, that's gorgeous, man.
Yeah, he's a good artist. And a couple more pages there.
Yeah, I've got to find this. I'm gonna see if I can get myself a copy.
Yeah, you should be able to find it online, you know, because he has a website as well. So, you know, and you might possibly find it on Amazon. I don't know if he's on Amazon or not, but it might be worth a check out. There's a double pager.
Nice.
How about that one?
Wow. You know, that's the reason why I asked is how expensive the book was. I mean, the level of detail that he's packing into his pages.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of detail, isn't there? And
that's the kind of guy, if I ever had a chance to have a conversation with him, I'd love to ask him, how long does it take you to make a page like that?
Quite a long time, because I think I bought this volume back in the middle of 2021, and we're now in 2023, and we're still waiting for volume 3 to arrive. So,
gotcha.
Takes them quite a while, pretty. I think, in between volumes.
That's a beautiful book, no doubt.
I'm just showing you the big, you know, the big pages, so as you can get an idea of the scale of it.
He's pouring some love into that book, I can tell.
Yeah, I mean, that's quite an unusual page, with mainly red, you know. Quite a few reds going on in that one. And there's another double page.
Yeah, I love the colorist.
Yeah,
there's John
really
right there in the comments. What's up, John?
Yeah, they're really nice colors. Let's pin up at the
well
back.
done. Is it colored by the same? Is it all illustrated by the one guy, or is there the colorist and a pencil?
No, there's the Tim Perkins writer, artist, and grand wizard. Gabriella Golden color flats wizard. Jimmy Betancourt lettering wizard.
I just want to throw a shout out to John too. John, I have this bad habit of giving people wrenches so that they can drop their links in the chat anytime any of our shows is live. We want you to network, to promote, to self-promote. So anytime you see us live, no matter what we're doing, you got the wrench, drop your link, man.
Yeah, that's a picture of Tim Perkins.
There's Tim.
That's Tim. There you go.
Yeah, Dave, I'm going to buy one of these. That's an impressive book.
Yeah,
it really is. It really is.
Nice book. It's a nice book. Lots of reading, and on this one, it's even got a glossary of terms.
See, look, I love stuff like that. We were saying earlier about the lore. Like, I'm such a nerd. I actually read through all the glossaries and the maps and all that stuff. It's
right.
I totally dig it.
So that just gives you a flavour of what it's like.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. I like that lettering too. It has sort of a fantasy lettering on it.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? So it's Wizards Keep Publishing. So that's he has a website. You see that?
Yep, I see it.
worldsend.co.uk and
Thanks,
wizardskeep.com.
That's a good tip.
Okie dokie. Right, there you go.
Cool.
Right, I'll pass you back over to
my
is it
turn?
you, Pops?
My turn?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
I think
We're
it
going to
is.
start with one of my favorite people in all of indie comics. You guys know him from Parody Press, Mr. Don Chin. This is one of the variant covers of Beardzerker. I think it's the second appearance of Rainbow the Brute. That's Cat Stevens. He's a cat from the hood. If you don't know about Beardzerker, it's a parody of Berserker, obviously. Here's another cover of it with Billy Tucci She, Keanu Reeves. Whoa, I just promote comics, yo. Whoa. You may see some other people down there getting crushed and beat up and whatnot. This is good stuff. Don Chin is a master. He's been doing it a long time. You guys probably remember things like, the Black Belt Hamsters. Now, you see the Star Wars theme there, right?
Yeah.
Little homage, little Star Wars homage. And then we come to the future and we meet people like our buddy Paul Gomez and Star Wars homage. You got to love it. Booshy Boo. Booshy Boo Circus.
I'm going to meet up with Paul this week, Pops, on Wednesday.
Really?
Yeah. You set me up with him. I'm looking forward to it.
Paul is amazing. Just signed up with ASAP. He's moving. Now, when I first jumped into this scene, there was this wonderful lady lives over in the UK. Her name is Anna Iskander, and she was doing a book with Timothy Green from Eon Flux and a few other things you might have heard of. And the book was called Iva.
Oh, nice.
And this book, if you look at that art, that's the interior art. This is the way this whole book looks. It is beautiful. I'm going to give you a little tasty taste of what's on the inside of this thing, because this is one of those books that got my attention right away. Okay.
Yeah.
She's dancing, right? But she's also an assassin. Get some gun in your mouth, yo. Oh, that's all I'm going to show you. But it's very Eon Fluxish, Fluxish, I guess. The art is gives you a lot of that feel. Story's good. I haven't heard from Honest in a long time, but I hope she's doing well and moving forward with that, because it was really good stuff. Some of you may know Kevin Philpott, Glenn in Monsterland. Glenn in Monsterland. Kids book. Or, all ages book.
All ages.
Good stuff, man. Kind of thing I can let the grandkids read, which, you gotta have that. Man. Little extra art piece in there.
Nice.
Kevin's good dude. He's been out here on the show before, or on the network, on one of the shows, two of the shows. Nandor Fox Schaefer. You guys might know the book Seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And
I know the name anyway.
Manchild.
Wow.
Okay. Again, Nandor is a youngster that's killing it. He's he ain't slowing down anytime soon. He's got more stuff on the fire, so keep an eye out for that. I think I'm gonna save that one and that one for a minute. Hold on. Yeah, let's talk about let's talk a little bit about Peter Caicedo and alternate comics. Wolf and Batsy is just good stuff. It's just good stuff. It's a good story.
Doesn't that cover look like a Marvel cover though, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, Pete's on top.
Marvel comics.
He does good work over there at Alterna, and the people that are doing books for him are all pretty solid. You know, I mean, like any other publisher, you know, people come and go, but for the most part, the product is great. He had this winter campaign up on Indiegogo, and it was in demand, and you know, it's like it already gone through the whole campaign is in demand, and suddenly they wanted to take it down. Okay, because one of the books in the project or something might have a little bit of gore in it. It's like, look, Indiegogo, Kickstarter, crowdfunder, all you guys, indie comics, sometimes they violent. Sometimes it's a horror book. That's why they're indie. Okay, if you're going to act as if you support indie comics, support all indie comics. Don't cherry pick. Once your approval process says, yeah, that's good, put it up on the site, then leave it on the site. And now look, to me, you've entered a contract with the creator. Okay, now that creator is counting on you to leave that campaign up so they can invest money in promotion and printing and getting all the tchotchkes and all the stuff that you guys do. Okay, you invest a lot of money in your campaign, and then somebody just decides to retroactively kill it. That's not cool. Fix your approval process. Put a sensitivity warning on stuff that might bother people. You're not the comic code authority. We won that fight already. Please stop. Fix your approval processes and let indie creators be indie creators. Thank you. Now then, I will move on. Mary Machine Gun, our own Max Devill. You guys know Atrocity Press. This is the actual first printing of #1, which had some errors and stuff, and they redid the book since then. So if you've got one of these, you're in. You know what I'm saying?
Put your kids through college.
Get in and get in early on these things, man, because sometimes, oh, well, damn, that one's really popular, Paul. We're going to print PTSD again and again. And now that first printing has a little bit of pull, right? I mean, isn't that what happens to all the ones that take off?
Usually.
Somebody buys them all up, and guy had to print them again. And then somebody bought all them up, and dude had to print them again. Now the first print has a little value. Just saying. You guys know our girl from the Tuesday Morning Brew, Laurie Calcaterra, and Path of the Pale Rider. She just is, I think, just fulfilling #2, and the sign-up page #3 is up. So you can go check out that. This story, again, somebody who took a very unique take on zombies and the death cycle. Laurie's book, basically, there is no more death. Everything just decays.
That's right. Yeah, you mentioned that last week, I think.
Yeah, and you just lay there in your own decayed bones and stuff after you've been, like, decayed down to nothing.
I've heard good things. I've heard good things about it.
You guys know our boy Brian Christgau from the Horror Movie Club. This is his book. This is #8 of the 6-Gun Gorilla. I have them all, but I wasn't going to make you look at all of them. This is the most recent Preston Acevedo wraparound cover. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out so you can see the back of it too. Has some shout out to a bunch of different creators in the community. You know,
yeah, cool.
You see that umbrella guy. You see a few people represented on this cover. You have to look, but they're there. You know, really good stuff. Preston is a beast. He also did the interiors and is doing the interiors for the rest of the story arc. Good stuff, guys. Get your 6-Gun while it's still on Indiegogo, while it's still in demand, before they find a reason to cancel Brian too, or shadow ban him, or whatever the hell it is they're doing over there. I wish they'd just leave my friends alone. All right. Last for this round, but not least by any means, Mr. Joe Sontag and the Reaper Destroyer Ashcan. If y'all didn't get this and you haven't been watching what's coming, what he's been doing, get in there, because there's some good names in that. You know, there's some good names. You got Eric Weathers, Mark Polton, Joe Weems, and then some good people involved in this project. And as you can tell, dude ain't skimping on the art. So go check out Reaper Destroyer.
It's good looking.
Who's next?
I think it's Tim again.
I got more. You want to see some more? This next one I got for you. This is I met this fella. The writer and creator is a guy by the name of Marvin Wynn. And his title is, you know him? Yeah. The Edge. You familiar with The Edge?
No.
Yeah, it's a good looking book. This interior panel is what hooked me, right? They got great artwork, and I'm going to try and pronounce this fella's name. Mark Louis Vicankiat. Hope I got that correct. Please correct me in the comments if that's wrong. But you got some great polar scenes. It's got sort of like a cinematic style of coloring. It's really got kind of it feels like a movie. You know what I mean? Very much like a movie. And I just love the line art. It's got sort of like this modern line art. Great job by this team. And I guess their home city is Pittsburgh. So it's a team of guys from Pittsburgh that they all work together. That's Comicsburg, they call it. And man, a great job. And they were all sticking together, which I kind of dig a quality team. I have I was debating since we were talking about maps, I'll show you this. I don't want to talk about myself too much, but I got my maps this week that came out for my new book. It's for Water Wars 2288. And as you can see, that's what they call a chrome enhanced tactical maps.
Nice.
It's got the print on the back, which is a Star Wars homage of our characters. Yeah.
Nice,
and these are what they call physical proofs. These books will be shipping this week. This is a coincidence. My books happened to come out while I was here on the show this week. But it also comes with, for the backers, it's an ID badge, the Organic Civilian Chrome ID badge. It's pretty cool. And it's got like a little DNA effect. And it's got the logo on the back. Pretty
so can you pay more and get one personalized?
Yes. Yeah. These I just ordered in a batch. They're all the same. But yeah, you can even do your blood type is what it goes by. Yeah. The concept of it is in the future, certain blood types are immune to this pandemic. So they're hunting the people down for their blood. And I did something new this time, Pops, which is what they call a printable hollow foil. And it looks kind of like that. And it's like a shimmering kind of cover. Yeah, we're real happy with how that came out. That's the Water Wars 2288 Volume 4, and the whole thing just it just shimmers, right? If you see it in the sunlight, it's really something. And of course, we have maps, and it is a little bit of this is our kind of take on a mythological scenario. Came out great. That's artwork by Renan Shoddy on Angel Road. This next one has got what they call the chrome enhancement. I hope you can see it okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, the robots have like chrome parts, you see. And what it does, it like shines when you hold it a certain way. And the logo is actually chrome too.
Oh, that's nice.
We're pretty happy with how that came out. And that's actually they're shipping this week out to the backers. Do you guys like vintage stuff at all? Or maybe is that okay, Pops? Or
yeah, I like vintage stuff.
Okay, well, you might like this then. As I mentioned, Dave, I'm a comic collector, so I tend to love things that are vintage. And I wasn't sure if this was okay for the show, but I did bring a couple of things that I picked up. One of them, okay, now this is from 1967 from the Marvel Comics Group.
Nice.
That's
Make
nice.
Mine Marvel. That is what they call the Merry Marvel Marching Society.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I've seen that in a book I've got with all the reproductions, and I've seen it in.
And my
in
understanding,
that book.
it was given to me as a gift, but my understanding is they're quite valuable.
Yeah, I would imagine they probably
it's
are.
in pretty good shape. I got a little bit of discoloring there around the bottom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's quite mint, but it is.
It's the first one I've seen for real. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah. And also in my
value
travels.
stamp?
Oh yeah, there you go, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love value stamps.
I used to cut mine out.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And that's why, it's hard to find some of these books now that are what they call intact, because of course back then it was a thing that you did is you would cut out the value stamp.
Yeah, I should have bought 2 copies, cut the stamps out of one and kept the other complete.
Yeah. Well, and what's funny is nobody thought of it back then, of course, and that's why
I know.
so rare.
I've never cut one out. I've had people send me them that they cut out, but I have never cut one out of a book.
I'm a little bit friends with a guy who's one of the founders of CGC and Heritage. His name's Steve Borak, and he actually had come into contact. I don't know if he still has it, but what it is, it's the book of the value stamps, and it had every value stamp.
Well, I was going to say, I believe there is a book out, Tim, on the Marvel value stamps, and I've been trying to get hold of a copy for the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And I've got it on order from a book publisher in this country, but I'm struggling to get it. I'm struggling to get a copy. But I know it does exist because I've seen it.
They're out there. You just got to find them.
Yeah, I'm still trying. Doom Patrol.
Yes.
With the go-go stripes at the top. The go-go checker stripe.
You like that logo? And it's got the circular logo too.
Yeah, yeah. Nice cover.
Yeah.
Nice cover.
So, and I think that's 68, something like that.
It'll be something like that, won't it? Yeah, it'll be sometime in the 60s.
Doom Patrol 110 is that one.
Nice.
And I also got this one. This is for Christmas. My daughter gave it to me.
Right.
She knows me well. Fantastic 455.
Nice.
The world's greatest comic magazine.
Dude.
It's a cool one.
Surfer's my dude. I don't know if you know that or not, but that's my dude.
That's nice.
And while we're on the subject of Fantastic Four, I also got a pretty nice, or maybe that might even be qualified as a very good. That's a Fantastic Four 85.
Nice.
I'm a Fantastic Four collector.
Yeah.
But as you know, you start to get to the earlier issues, and they are not really, they're not affordable to a fellow like me.
No.
I have a couple that are in the 20s. I think I might have 1 or 2 in the teens. But you get into single digits, man. You might as well buy a car for that much money.
Yeah.
So
I love all the vintage covers, from the 60s and 70s. Well, mainly from the 60s and 70s.
Well, and I'm pretty sure both of these, particularly, and this one is very, very well known, of course.
Yeah.
But Jack Kirby in his prime.
Yeah, absolutely.
One of the greatest layouts ever, and I think Pops would agree, probably the 2 best characters of the 60s, the Silver Surfer and the Thing.
Yeah.
So I was a fan of
my dude.
Yeah, and the Thing was mine. I've been a fan ever since I could read, right? That was the first one. And I can remember the first time I picked up Fantastic Four, because I'd already known about Superman and Batman. They were a little more prevalent, I guess you'd say. But the Fantastic Four was the one where they didn't necessarily always get along, and they were always kind of fighting and stuff.
That's right.
And it was like, wow, this is really cool. It felt more realistic to me.
Yeah.
And there was something about the way, we talked about this last week, that, in the original Marvel universe, the characters all kind of knew each other, and they often
crossed over. That's right. And they had crossovers and things.
Yeah, like if you were reading, an issue of Daredevil, you had a reasonable shot that you might see Spider-Man come rolling through. Yeah. And there was usually a misunderstanding in some way, and they would end up fighting,
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Indeed. I remember those issues very well.
So, I'm a little bit of a collector, and I guess you might say I'm a serious collector, depending on how you approach these things. But, one thing that's different about me, and I sense this about you too, Dave, is that there's 2 types of collectors, right? Some people just like the nostalgia, but others still like to see where the medium is going in the future. And I sense that you have a little bit of both. I have a little bit of both too,
Yeah, I would say I would certainly say that. I mean, I don't actually buy many comics these days, to be honest. You know, most of what I grew up with was back in the 60s and the 70s and possibly the 80s as well.
Yeah.
And then I think by the time we got into the 90s, I was kind of the comics didn't feel to be quite the same as the ones I grew up with. To be fair, I mean, there were some good ones came out, but I'm more sort of a 60s, 70s, 80s guy as regards my collections and what I like to read again.
Right. What is your favorite title from the early years?
Well, that's easy. Hang on. Let me just get this one out. It makes Pops very, very, very envious when I show when I show them.
There you go. Awesome.
One of my most favorite titles, the original Silver Surfer.
Yeah, and one of the greatest covers ever, Dave.
Yeah, I mean that.
There you go. Give us a big screen.
Such a good cover, isn't it?
Right, and now, if I remember correctly, that's an oversized book too. It's like 64 pages, something like that.
Yeah, it was a square bound.
Wow, that's a nice copy too, man.
Yes.
Do you ever do graded books at all, like a CD?
I've never done a graded book. I mean, it's got the English price stamp on.
Oh, how about that? Yeah, for sure. And now, is it? Let's see the other side. Is it a price? Is it in pence or is it in?
No, it's in cents.
It's an American copy. Wow.
Yeah, but it's got an English stamp on it.
I get it. Well, Dave, that's the right one to have. You got a little nest egg there.
Yeah, I mean, I bought this back in 2019, and I paid £250 for it.
What's
from a friend of mine who had 2 copies.
Yeah. By the way, I'd have to say you probably kind of stole it a little. That's a heck of a deal.
Yeah, I think I got it for a good price.
Yeah.
Well done.
So
look, if you were buying that here in the States, you'd easily pay a couple grand, if not more.
Yeah. So
for that condition,
I just thought I'd show you that one.
Yeah, thanks for sharing it.
That's okay.
Oh, wait, what do you got?
I've got some more of our independents. This is Transformers again. Let's cover that one. Have you heard of this one before? Trio.
I have not. What's the scoop there?
I'm not sure. It's John Byrne again.
Well, I can't go wrong with John Byrne.
So, and I think I keep thinking some of these have like connecting covers, but I'm never too sure. It might have. Not too sure. Don't know. It's hard to tell. They're kind of similar covers anyway. But I'm missing issue number 2. This is issue number 4.
Gotcha.
That's that one. And this is Wraith, this one. I don't know if you've seen this one. Looks like.
I don't know that one. From the creator of Lock and Key. Oh, Nosferatu. That's Joe Hill. Am I right?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, sure. I'm not familiar with that book in particular, but I'm familiar with Joe Hill. You know what would tip me off is the license plate says Nosferatu on it.
Oh yeah. Well spotted.
Yeah, I have that in a hardcover downstairs. That novel. I haven't read it, but I'm a fan of his other book.
Right. Okay. You seen this one before?
No, but I'm a fan of the X-Files, that's for sure. X-Files and the Crow.
Yeah. Quite a nice cover.
Very nice.
And we have another X-Files one here. I think it's X-Files Conspiracy Transformers. This one.
That's when Mully go. That's when Scully goes after Optimus Prime.
Something like that. And then we have this one here. This is another first issue.
Gotcha. The Damocles contract.
Yeah. Another John Byrne one.
Okay, sure.
And then we're dipping into some Doctor Who's here from IDW. That one.
Nice. Cool cover. We're doing a flood there, I guess.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's a flood. Yeah. This is another one.
They always go after the good guy first and then realize, oh crap, he's the good guy.
Yeah.
We got to go get the bad guy.
Oh, that's cool too.
Quite an unusual
Soviet,
cover. Isn't it?
Soviet space helmet.
Another one. Another one for you. This one's quite an unusual colours for the cover, you know, red and blue, red and blues.
Cool.
That's got the Peter Parker, Mary Jane look to it.
Yeah, it does. I was just thinking that. Kind of does a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like Doctor Who. You know, I never followed it as much because when I was younger, it wasn't one of the shows that was always available in the States, you know?
Right.
And you got to admit, the old stuff was hard to watch now.
It's a little, it didn't hold up quite as well.
You know?
Yeah, true. But I mean, I must admit, I kind of grew up with the 60s and 70s Doctor Who.
I tried to go back and watch it from the beginning, you know?
Yeah.
And the plunger,
The Daleks.
the plunger arms and stuff, just
Yeah.
like, come on.
The Daleks. Yeah.
Daleks.
They
You know,
could've done
they
better
released
than
a series
plunger.
of novels. How I was
Could've
exposed
done
to Doctor Who was not through the TV show, but I guess it was Ballantine Press released them as novels in the U.S., and I had read the novels.
See, that's the Doctor. That's the Doctor right there. Everything after that is, you know, apprentices.
Well, that's your Tom Baker.
Yeah, Tom Baker. Now, see, that's the one that I kind of recognize. It's the one with the scarf.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, the very, very long scarf, didn't he? And he liked jelly babies.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Colin Baker.
Okay.
That one. And Sylvester McCoy with his question mark umbrella.
Ah.
British version of the Riddler. Oh,
Yeah, well, yeah. just got a couple more Doctor Who's, and then I'll pass over to you again, Pops.
all right.
In a moment. So that's one of the newer Doctors, that one. And that's Matt Smith, that one, I think.
Yeah.
And that's the last one of these. Right, there we go.
Very cool. Very cool, Dave.
Right, Pops.
I'll go ahead and take this thing out. All right. Just received this the other day from RJ. This is Clayton and Corey Barton, Kozor. If you guys don't know, you need to know. This is good stuff.
Looks cool.
This one was slightly damaged in shipping to RJ for fulfillment. So he asked them guys if it was okay to send me one so I could show you all the love.
Nice.
So they said, sure, send one to Pops. Pops got it to show off. Look at the back cover of that dude.
Awesome.
These guys are amazing. All right. Clayton and Corey, they kill it. If you're not down with Kozor, go get down with Kozor because you'll be glad you did. and I haven't read it yet, so I can't give it the story review. But the art
see,
is amazing.
I see Colin Lowry's made a comment. It was David Tennant on that previous Doctor Who comic that I was trying to remember
I
the
think
name
Colin's
of.
right, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah.
Okay.
Colin, you got us. Got to keep us honest.
Absolutely.
Some of you may recognize this one. Raiden Radio on Twitter, at Raiden Radio. Norlem, the long and short of it. A old school noir detective story.
Yeah, I was just thinking it looks a bit like that.
And
Yeah.
that's the one that came with the badass Zippo lighter.
Yeah, there you go. I remember.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And then there's our friend Brandon Lee, or Brandon Starocki, Rocky, Avalon. It's number 2 and number 3 and number 1. We got them all. We get to check the whole story out. And again, I'll let you guys know. That's one of them. I was like, dude, you don't got a catch-up tier. You don't got a catch-up tier in your campaign. I can't jump in at book 3. Dude, I told him, I said, you put a catch-up tier up here, I'll go back it. And I did. So if you ever suggest to somebody to do something on their campaign, at least go support it after they do it. Make sure that they didn't waste their time. You guys have seen us doing the commercials for Kurtis Fujita and Patrick Lugo, the 2 different Kung Fu books, the guys that are the Comics Fu show at 9 a.m. on the network. This is Kurtis Fujita's book, Shadow Ghost. You see the 3-minute long video where he's talking about his time in Kung Fu and learning and how they translate the actual moves to the art. How COVID shut him down and he had to actually start teaching online. Teaching basic Kung Fu online. And some of that's amazing. Those guys are killer, man. You got to check them out. I'm just saying. That's okay, Thomas. We know you'll get out here again when you can. He just sent me, I just got your message. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it, bro. Just come out next week or whenever. Lee Newman's Cezanne, the crime fighting dancer, yo. And with the talented feet, just goes around kicking ass, right? I've not read that one yet either. This I have read. Butch freaking Cleaver by our boy Matt Burke. Rune Cutter Comics, you guys. Rune Cutter Comics. Go check it out. Butch freaking Cleaver. This stuff is amazing. I'm blown away. Look, Matt, I'm blown away. This was really good. He sent me book 1. He sent me book 2. Art levels up.
It's almost like a stained glass window, that.
Now look at this beautiful piece.
Yeah.
He did on the back of the backing board, guys.
Pretty cool, man.
Real amazing story. Great art. Can't wait to see where he goes with that. And I'm going to finish up with tonight's guest on the It's All Good show, John Dexter. I think he's talking about dime store detectives, but we have his Alpha Dogs 1 and 2. And this story is really good as well. If you don't know anything about John Dexter, Alpha Dogs, go check it out. I'm really happy with the story and the direction it's taken. And Dime Store Detective looked pretty meaty. Looked like it had some beef to the story. You might want to get in on that one too. And that's kind of pretty much all I got for you today. I don't know what are we gonna do next week, Dave?
Well, I've got plenty more independence to go on, Pops.
I saved some for next week too. I'm trying to time it out so I got some good content.
Yeah,
okay,
because obviously between the 3 of us, we can spread it out a bit more, you see, and see different things. I was thinking,
Okay, so Indy Part 4.
Yeah.
If you like, I can do. I like to do something new and something old.
Well, I mean,
Well,
I
yeah.
still have 2 drawers of other indie that I didn't even pull out. That's just
Yes,
stuff.
same here, man. Same here.
Those are the people that I've met and interacted with and stuff since I started doing this, and I wanted to make sure that I showed off a lot of their stuff because some of it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
But we can still show a few older vintage things, can't we?
Yeah, we always can. Look at that.
Is that one signed? What do you got on there, Dave?
No, it's not signed.
Oh, I
It's
thought I saw
just the
something.
way the logo cracked.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
Okay,
just
it's a crack in the logo. I thought maybe it was a signature.
No, it's just the logos splitting apart. Yeah.
But yeah, I have a whole bunch of indies that I haven't pulled out. You know,
Me too. Me too.
so we
And
can
I've
do
got plenty more of the likes of the ones I've shown today as well. So
cool.
Good stuff. Thanks for sharing them, guys.
That's what we're
yeah,
going
it's
to do.
been nice to see. It's been nice to see the variety of stuff again, hasn't it? Really?
Yeah, this was a fun show.
There
Yeah.
we go. There we
Really
go.
nice.
What's up, Doc? Doc Bishop from First World, one
Mhm.
of our sponsors, right below Tim, right there. First World. Yeah, there you
Right.
go. And that book too, guys. That book too. If you don't know anything about First World, you should get involved in that and remind yourself what parody, what comics, what fun, what it's all supposed to be about. Just like it says in their little song, you know, if none of this offends you, you'd be the first. There's a little something South Park in there to offend everybody. You know what I mean? It was like, I was laughing. I couldn't believe it. It was good stuff. There you go. See, he gets it. Drop the links to your stuff, guys. Drop the links to your stuff. The people watching can click on it and go look at it. That's how we do
That's
it.
it. That's the way it goes.
Thank you, Karen. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. Thank you, everybody else, for watching. We'll be back at 7:00 with we'll be back at 7:00 with them and John Dexter. Detective Story. Dime Store Detective, I think is the name of his book. So we'll be talking about it at 7. Silverline at 8, and then we're doing a little retro thing with Matt Burke's show. We're going to go back. We're going to show 2 episodes a week until we catch up where he is on the live. And then he'll be doing a show once a week with the network as well. But tonight we're going to show his first episode, which is like 4 months ago. And it was with Brian Christgau. So tune in for that at 10:00 and check that out. We got all kinds of good stuff going on, man. Just keep watching the network, and we will keep trying to bring you the best that indie comics provides. Right?
Well, 2 thumbs up for another good show, Pops.
Thanks, Dave. Hey,
Nice
this
to
show
see you
don't
guys.
work without you guys. You know that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Six Gun Gorilla, I'm just going to go ahead and play Brian's trailer because they're at my fingertips. Y'all have a great day. Peace.
See you next time. See you next week. Bye, everybody.
Bringing you sex, sass, and style. Buckle up and unlock your imagination for a fun adventure with these death-dealing dames. They sail the galaxy in search of spoils. The most dangerous acquisition, and the most fruitful, are the legendary Splinters of Yggdrasil. The splinters are magical artifacts forged from the Tree of Life that wreak havoc on the universe. The missions are perilous, but the bounty is glorious. Enjoy our hyper-fictional wonderland. How is a pirate ship sailing through space? 'Cause magic. How do they heal so quickly after battle? 'Cause magic. How are they able to communicate through jewelry? 'Cause magic. It's all about the characters. Abo, rough, robotic, ready. Mo, carefree, callous, courageous. Mistress Graven, daring, diplomatic, dominating. Betsy, academic, accountable, aristocratic. Nefara, ancient, assured, adrenaline junkie. Bruto, proud, prominent, protective. Fisty, independent, incendiary, invigorating. Roxy, superficial, scarred, secretive. Once you get to know this diverse crew of mythical miscreants, you'll be anxious to find out what trouble they'll get into on the next episode. Go to abogrizzly.com and order both halves of the first episode today.
America's southern border has become a war zone. Human traffickers, drug smugglers, and terrorists flow across the Rio Grande with impunity, secure in the knowledge that no one will stop them. A distant federal government lectures Americans on their privilege while punishing overworked Border Patrol agents who were helpless to stem the tidal wave of invaders and determined migrants. Second-generation Cuban-American Marcos Zamora is a military vet, more patriotic than most Americans. No longer able to ignore the chaos at his doorstep, he acts. Joined by his best friend Gus, they hit the border every night, saving lives while stopping violent drug cartels and other opportunists. The government reacts with fury at Marcos' attempts to preserve American sovereignty, deploying the full might of their enforcement agencies. But Marcos understands that the only thing the rich and powerful fear is bad publicity, and he records every encounter. Whoever he is, this private American must be stopped. Illustrated by Richard Bonk and written by Eisner winner Mike Barron, Private American is his version of Captain America, and maybe a little Punisher, taking part in this ongoing, violent, and very real battle of good versus evil in the war for American sovereignty. Grab your copy at theprivateamerican.com.
We have a secure border, and that is a priority for our administration.
The original intention of the film was just for my personal use, but I thought with it being such a unique thing that I'd like to offer it to anybody who wants to see it. Things like that. And it's just a unique film of him.
He says, I beat you. He says, they say we came in under the dead heat. He says, that's not true because I beat you. And the American said, well, he says, if you like to think so, he says, but I know the real story. He says, I know I clearly won that one.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz hands. Jazz hands are great.
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we